So now that we've looked at what are rational numbers, we're going to look at the different types of fractions that we can get from rational numbers. The first one is a proper fraction. And this is the one we're most associated with. A proper fraction, which is a fraction that is always less than 1. So it's always going to be like 1 over 3, 1 over 2, 5 over 7. Essentially, the top's always going to be bigger than the bottom. So if the top's bigger than the bottom, it's always going to be less than 1. If we keep going, say, you could even have minus ones. Like, I always forget to write in minus stuff, but, it's just less than 1. That's a proper fraction. Very simple. Improper fraction is where the it's always going to be equal to or greater than 1. So we've got this one. Sorry, I forgot to write up here that the top equals or is greater than. We'll do this greater than. No, sorry, that's wrong. That's wrong. I'm going to confuse myself. Top is less than bottom. Okay. So top number is always less than the bottom number. Here we have the top is greater than, and remember this little equal sign, greater than or equals to the bottom. Okay. So that means that we can have 7 over 2, 5 over 3, 8 over 8, 11 over 6, and those are all improper fractions. The final one is a mixed number. And mixed numbers are numbers where you have both an integer and a proper fraction. So it's integer and proper fraction. So that just means that we've got, say, 2.5. Let's take any of these proper fractions up here. 5 and 5/7. It's pretty straightforward. What we're going to look at is how we're going to convert a mixed number into an improper fraction, and then an improper fraction into a mixed number. So those are the two kind of main functions we can do with these. So let's take the number, the mixed number, 3 and 5/4. Okay? Or 5/4. Doesn't really make sense too much. Sorry, no, I'm wrong. 4 over 5 is what I've written down. Sorry. 3 and 4/5. And 3 and 4/5 is basically, it's the same as 3 plus 4/5, right? It's like 3 whole things and then 4/5 of something put together. The main thing we have to do is make this into a fraction. So how do we make this into a fraction? Now, there's a few like kind of trick ways to do it, and you can just kind of regurgitate this and do it the easiest way. But I like to think through what you're doing. So we want it to have the same bottom as this anyway. So it's going to be something over 5. So something over 5 plus 4 over 5. Because that's going to be easy to work out. If we were to get the same answer, so if we have something up here that will give us 3 when it's divided by 5, what would it be? So the best way to do it is to take the 3 and multiply by the denominator. So what's 3 times 5? 15. Now let's just think back. If we divide 15 by 5, we get 3. So you take the number that's here, you put it over this and multiply those two, and you get 15 over 5. So then all you have to do is add these two together. So 15 plus 4 is 19, 19 over 5. Add the top, keep the bottom, never add the bottom. We'll do one more. So let's say 7 3/4. Okay, so that's the same as saying 7 plus 3/4. We want this to be over 4, so we're going to take 7 times 4 all over 4 plus 3/4. So 7 times 4 is 7, 14, 21, 28. 28 over 4 plus 3/4. And 28 plus 3 is 31, so 31 over 4 is your answer. Okay, so it's very straightforward. You just take your number, multiply by the bottom, and put it over that one. And that's how you convert a mixed number. So this is mixed number to improper fraction. Now, next one is going the opposite way. So we've got a improper fraction going to a mixed number. Improper fraction to mixed number. So how do we do this? Let's take the example of 14 over 3. My first question is, how many 3's are in 14? How many 3's can we fit into there? Well, we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Well, 15 is too much, so we're going to go to 12. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So that means we have 4 groups of 3 in there. So we've worked out that 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so that means we've got 4 groups of 3 inside of 12, so 4. And then how many have we left over? We've got 12. How many are we missing? We're missing 2. So that means we've got 2/3 as well. So it's 4 2/3. So let's take another one. Let's actually take the one we did earlier. Where is it? 19 over 5. So 19 over 5. How many groups of 5 do we have in 19? Well, we've got 5, 10, 15. 20 is the next one, so that's too much. So we've got 3 groups. And how many are left over? Well, we've got to 15, and we need to get to 19. 4 more, so 4/5. Okay? So all it takes is a little bit of like mental maths a little bit, but you take your number on the bottom and you try and see how many you can fit into this without going over it, and then you just have the rest of it over that number. Okay, so that's your improper, your proper, and your mixed fractions. And in the next video, we're going to look at equivalent fractions.